Yeah, some of what we got out yesterday. Smash, walnut, chinkapin oak. There's a couple decent red oak in there. Kenny got a late start dragging. Then we actually quit dragging kind of early in the afternoon because I went to hauling logs yesterday. I know I haven't posted any pictures of the 401k pile lately, but it's gotten out of hand. This one up. Shut this thing off. Well, better put her in gear. The truck won't shut off when it's not in gear. They're smarter than we are. Yeah, so my gosh.
Oh man. Men make dinner?
All kinds of stuff, these trucks. Yeah, so the 401k pile's gotten kind of big, so we're trying to get it manageable again, beat back down, because there'll be some top logs here that get put in it. Of course, the ash, we've actually still got a pretty good deal on ash, so it goes back to the yard and it gets put in a place of its own there on the yard. Post oak, we've got a good deal on our post oak. Of course, our chinkapin, it goes in for a stave quality log. And so you guys know, like, here's your chinkapin leaves right here. This timber's full of chinkapin. Years ago, last time we cut this, we cut a tremendous amount of chinkapin and shagbark hickory out of this timber, which there's a lot of shagbark in there right now, but our shagbark market is pretty much dried up. We had it a year ago, and it was only for better logs. They had to be a 4-sided log. It had some size to it, which there are some of those types of logs in this timber. We're just not going to cut them. We'll leave them here. We know they're there. It's close to home. Luckily, the gentleman that owns this farm, if in a year or two we called up and we're like, hey, Harry, we got a deal on these shagbark. He'd be like, cut them. So it's important to have those relationships and kind of keep an idea and remember where some of that timber's at for rainy days or better markets. So this morning, we're going to go in here, and Dad will be here shortly. We'll get a bunch of these logs marked up, bucked up. This afternoon, I'm going to be in the Starship hauling logs. They're calling for quite a bit of rain coming in tonight, I believe, tonight through tomorrow and Saturday. 2 to 3 inches for us. Now, don't get me wrong, we need the rain, we do. It's dry, but this time of year, leaves are going off the trees. The ground doesn't dry up near as quick, which that's not necessarily a bad thing. It might help stable out our markets a little bit if nobody can move wood. Which some of us have the equipment and the versatility. We can fight the weather a little better than others, and we can keep moving wood. That doesn't mean we can just move tremendous amounts, but we are at least set up a little bit where we can kind of move wood in all weather conditions, which is nice. But for now, we'll see what it does. We're going to get to work. Then we'll try to get some trucking videos in the Western Star later. Now, we did get the 333 back about a week ago. Deere had it for about a month, working all their magic, doing all the things they said they were going to do. Finally installed the backup camera, because it was on back order when the machine came in. As you can see, the backup camera does not work, and they did not fix the problems with the machine that we were having. It still loses power when it warms up, runs like absolute, it runs bad, we'll just put it that way, it runs bad. Keep the channel PG. They did put a new lift pump on the fuel system, put a new pressure relief valve on the hydraulic pump, and we're still having trouble. They want me to bring it back down. And the bad part is on a new machine with, let's see where we at on the clock. Now look at how loose that is, that's lovely. So we got 142 hours on the clock right now. That just aggravates me to no end that that's loose too. The fact that I've got to take a machine in with that many hours and they have it for a month or longer, and now they want it back to have it a month or longer again. They give us no loaner machine. They give us no compensation. Every day that our skid steer is not on the job and not running, we're losing money. The worst part, like I said, it's a brand new machine. We buy brand new equipment because we expect it to run. We need maximum uptime with all the things we do. It hurts us not having it, especially on these big jobs. We're like, now we're stacking logs, piling logs, getting ready for the rain that's coming in. So it sucks not having it. But Murphy Tractor, I'm a John Deere fan. I'll always be a John Deere fan. But Murphy Tractor, our dealer, I'm not really a Murphy Tractor fan. The guys in their parts department are top notch. Everything else is terrible. A lot of logs to haul. Absolutely loving this Western Star still. I think it was definitely a wise decision to buy said Western Star. It definitely makes trucking logs a lot nicer. Let her do its thing here real quick. Whammo. Well, we've got air. Go ahead and punch that brake off. Kick her in the go forward mode here. I see so many people say, I'd never have an automatic truck. You're crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. What's your vehicle? My 5500 is an automatic. My Ford 550s were automatics. My 4Runner was automatic. They've got these automatics figured out anymore. No shame in an automatic. These things are amazing what they'll do. So I mentioned something earlier about 401k. Now, I hauled 2 loads off 401k yesterday, and I'm probably going to try to grab at least 1 more off of it today. But in a matter of about 2 days, 401k kind of filled back up on us. It got big. And we're getting ready to haul some walnut, bur oak, and ash into the yard here, so we'll start kind of getting it filled back up. I always like seeing a lot of logs on the yard. If you guys follow me on TikTok, this is the scene of the crash. Right here where the truck hit the Western Star, hit the outrigger. Luckily, it didn't do any damage to the Western Star, but tore that dude's wheel up on his trailer, ruined his tire. Then people on TikTok want to say it's my fault for a truck crashing into me. Takes all kinds. Now, I would love to have another big 379 Peterbilt or a W9 Kenworth just for a play toy, just I could get in there and grab gears, play truck driver. There's just something about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think being in a truck like that's cool, just because I don't have to do it every day. I guess you get to the age where instead of wanting like a sports car, like a Mustang or a Corvette or something like that, I'd kind of rather have a Peterbilt or a Kenworth just to play with. But honestly, though, if you're in these trucks a lot, day in and day out, and it's not like I am every day, but the days I'm in these things, it's not uncommon to be a 14, 15, 16-hour day, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. This automatic is legit. It's nice. I get in here, I put it in drive, I mash on the gas, we go. This thing, the computer knowing the transmission, it knows when to shift, it knows when not to shift, and you can shift it manually. One thing I've noticed, like in uneasy ground, taking off with this truck loaded or empty is so much easier than trying to slip the clutch and take off. Again, people can knock it all they want. I love this truck. It makes you money. I don't have anything to prove. I mean, be a gear jammer. If you like jamming gears, you like jamming gears, that's fine. And it's not that I don't, but being in this thing, love the automatic here. Love it to death. Got a full load on the Western Star. Let me pull it real quick. It's hard to climb and video at the same time. We're going to put the outriggers down. Kenny's coming up behind me here in the skidder. You can see back there. And we'll finish up loading. Now, the last time we cut this job, this is what I don't like about this particular area. I've got to load into this power line, which it's further up there than it looks, but it makes me nervous. You got to be careful. You got to pay attention. I know somebody get on here, well, electricity jumps. Yeah, no joke. We know that. We know the dangers of it, well aware. But the last time we cut this, we cut a lot of hickory out of here. Pretty much for a half mile here along this opening, it was all logs. We just cut a multitude of timber out of there and just had this road up with logs. I think we cut a couple 100,000 feet off this job the last time we were here. It was a heck of a job of logs. And there's a lot of hickory in there now, as I was saying. So we're just kind of going through and doing a thinning this go around. We'll leave the hickory for now, go back and maybe cut it at a later date. Now, when I say we've been busy, this is, well, there was a bunch of stave here. That's why it's like that. This is one pile of walnut. It goes up there past what you can see. See way on up there? Way on up there? This is one pile of walnut. There's four other groupings like this. Well, not quite as big, but similar. Anyway, it's been a big job. We're not done yet. We're still going. I'm loading up the stave tonight because we're going to take a load of stave logs in the morning. Ahead of the rain, I'm trying to get these out here. And then I've got a bunch of stave piled up off the gravel road. That, even if it does rain, we'll be good to go tomorrow, man. We can still get logs in. So hauling mixed length stave logs is kind of a challenge in itself to load on a 10-wheeler. I'm learning with my behind the cab mount loader. As most of you guys know, or I've probably told you, if not, I'm telling you now, Brandon's building a wagon for us. We're going to have a double bunk wagon. Not a pup, but a wagon. I like to think there's a difference in the two. But we're going to pull a double bunk wagon behind this Western Star. And like, so my 21 footers like that right there, I can put my 21 footers, my 17 footers, I'll put all that stuff on my wagon, and I'll probably try to haul double 10s up here. Just when we do runs of stave. We've actually got quite a bit of white oak and stave to cut right now. The last few years, it's not been something we've really focused on buying. Just this year, we've had a lot of stave come our way. Luckily, the stave market's strong. We've had we've bought a lot of stave logs, white oak timber, chinkapin timber. We've got a lot bought. It's just we've been fortunate with that. So we're gonna get back to loading this stuff because the storm's coming. It's right there, not far away. So we want to get these out. Hopefully this will just about load us. Then we've got another full load of stave out there on the gravel road that we can haul in tomorrow as soon as we get this one in. Oh, and another grouping of walnut. I actually laid these out. There's another pile over there. Of course, there's another pile back there. The big pile was over there. Big pile across the road. So yeah. Oh, and another bunch, pretty good pile right up there that lines the driveway. So a lot of walnut. Tuesday morning's off to the races. That's going to bring that one down. These are tall trees. I drove by these trees for years here along the gravel road and just thought this was a small grove of walnut. These are actually pretty big trees. We did a little razzle-dazzle up there. I bored out 2 trees and left a little bit hold them, and that big one there, I let it do the falling since it was wanting to go back this way. Keep them away from that fence. There goes that one there. Right on the pile. Boom. Little collateral damage, not too bad. Mowing them down this morning. We had a pretty good little rain shower to start the morning. It kind of held us up for about 45 minutes. You gonna cut it? I about forgot what rain even was. It's been so long since we've seen any of it. We're trying to get this little, I'll just call it a lot area. It's not really a pasture, it's just a lot. Landowner keeps his bulls in here, and he's got them out of here where we can get these walnut cut. So we're trying to get it cut today. But this rain, I shouldn't complain about the rain at all, but I am, because of all the days we really need to get something done. It's raining on this day, which we're going to try to work through the best we can. Now this tree here, I was going to fall into that next one up there, but it's been giving me some fits. It's wanting to come back this way. I've got a wedge and I got some wood holding it. I thought I could swing this one around here, and it had a hard lean anyway, and it didn't go the way I wanted to, so the power wedge it is. I knew there wasn't much holding that rascal. Yeah, both of them right there. Boom. That's the way to do it. The days where Kenny's not here to run the skidder, it definitely slows things down. Like this tree here, I don't want it to fall on these hay rings, so we're going to persuade it back the other way here. If Kenny was here, I'd be there cutting it, he'd be pushing as I was cutting it. Instead of cutting a little, jumping in the skidder, getting up here, giving her a push. Maybe I left too much hold. Nope, there it goes. Pretty good sized tree. We'll take all these tops here in just a bit, push them together in a pile. Like I said, this is his bullpen. So we'll make a little windbreak for those bulls when they're in here, aside from all the cedar and hedge out there. That hedge is what put this nice little scratch on my window this morning. If you don't have hedge where you're logging, be thankful.